I'm at the On Your Image, your public relations program on TV. Today, we're having another session of your program. And the topic is building young public relations professional. Of course, we have a future for public relations practice. And we are using the opportunity to connect with the young, vibrant, enthusiastic young graduates who have just had a session at the institution where they possess the academic knowledge. Today, the topic once again is building young public relations professional. And I have with me Sodiq OGUNTOYE. Sodiq OGUNTOYE is a freelance journalist and also an entrepreneur. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. It's my pleasure.
It's a pleasure having you. And I also have Victor Obawa. Victor Obawa is also an entrepreneur. They have been able to combine some qualities, some skills, even while acquiring their knowledge. You're welcome.
Thank you so much, sir. My pleasure being with you, sir.
It's a pleasure having the two of you. Please, can you tell your story?
My name is Sodiq OGUNTOYE. I started my journalism career right from my COS time in one of the industry in Abeokuta. So I started as a campus journalist, whereby I report as a means of reporting grievances of students to the management and stakeholders. And also, I eventually become an editor of the club, whereby I edit and publish news stories on our website, and also assign reporter to beat. That is how the journey started.
Well, you also mentioned that you are a solution journalist. What do you mean by solution journalism?
When we're talking about solution journalism, solution journalism is an advanced reporting, a rigorous reporting, whereby it's based on responses to social problem, whether you provide solution to social problem. Is a kind of reporting that is based on an advanced reporting, whether you provide solution to problem in the society.
Well, it's okay. Okay. Victor.
Sir?
What has been your experience? How do you tell your story coming from the institution, offering mass communication and other allied courses?
Okay, as I said earlier, my name is Obawa Victor Akorede, a student of Moshood Abiola Polytechnic. Okay, let me say graduate of Moshood Abiola Polytechnic in mass communication. And I've also ventured into entrepreneur right from my ND days. And in terms of entrepreneur, I talk of like skills apart from educational aspect, like apart from mass communication, as one of the skills I've ventured into. And when we talk of entrepreneur generally, okay, when you ask in particular, I venture into bag making. So when we look at entrepreneur generally, it's not something you can just take lightly like that. It's not something you can just take lightly, because entrepreneur has laid down guidelines for you to follow, for you to make headway in that aspect. Now, in entrepreneur, for you to make headway, like there's something we always talk about, which is the SWOT analysis in entrepreneur. If you don't know how to make use of your SWOT analysis in entrepreneurship, you will end up giving up, no matter the business you think of venturing into. And when we talk of the SWOT analysis, this is it. The S, SWOT, S-W-O-T. The S stands for strength, the W stands for weakness, the O stands for opportunity, and the T stands for threat. So when we talk of the strength at first, now when we look at every business has its uprising, and every business has its downfall, and every business has something that makes it unique. So when we talk of the strength of the business, look at what are the people really wanting. Now on your own part as an entrepreneur, your strength is what to make sure it's aligned with the entrepreneurship business. And also in that, it also
creating an edge in the market.
Exactly.
Okay. Also, how has it helped you in your educational pursuit?
It has helped me in terms of finances, sir. Because once I've been able to thrive with a little bit God is helping me with thriving that, so the funds gathered from the business, which is the bag making business, also helps in boosting me academically, so I'll be able to get my textbooks on platter of gold, also to make connections with the other students and so on, sir.
Okay, okay, I'll come back to you. Sodiq.
Yes, sir.
You are interested, what are your areas of focus?
My area of focus is based on solution journalism.
Okay. So, and what do you aim to achieve?
What I aim to achieve is that providing solution, there are some societal problems in the society right now. To make an investigation about them, identifying the problem in the society, then investigate it, and at the end of it, provide a solution to it.
So, what's the correlation between solution journalism and public relations?
Okay, let me start by defining PR. PR is about a measure is about creating a measure relationship between an organization and a public. Okay. So, when we are talking about solution journalism, there is a relationship between them, in the sense that both use, they are in form of storytelling, but PR based on organization, while solution journalism based on the societal problem in general, but PR based only on organization. It creates image, it promotes the organization, but they both use the storytelling techniques.
Well, in telling stories, of course, there are so many other tools that the population use. You look at crisis communication, you look at stakeholders relations, you look at, and then when you are talking of solution journalism, it then means that you are able to identify who are the publics to that particular issue that you are treating or you are researching, and that gives you the opportunity to be able to spread your dragnet,
yes,
connecting and researching and finding solutions to all those things. Well, thank you very much, Sodiq. I mean, Victor. I'm impressed that while your person have been able to combine education with entrepreneurship, you've been able to create a niche for yourself. And how has life been when you compare yourself with your colleagues in the school?
That's a very big question and a good question also. At times, my colleagues sometimes look at me, is this guy serious with what he's doing? Actually, you're in school today.
Explain the seriousness that they are talking about.
Like, okay, because at times...
That you are not always in school?
I'm not always in class like that. Because of, so sometimes you have to, because it's still a one-man business. I don't have a lot of people working under me like that yet. So I still do some of the work of maybe like delivering to a particular person, get calls to, so they look like, how is this guy putting everything together? How is he managing things together? As a balancing. But there's something, there is something, if someone say, I don't have time, I always look at it. If truly the thing is important, we have time. So when I look at it, that my primary aim actually of coming to school is to focus mainly on my education. Okay. So I can say that
to advance yourself forward.
Exactly.
To create a new image for yourself.
Exactly. And I also saw that as an avenue to what? To amplify my entrepreneurship business.
Great.
So once I was doing it like that, so once there are times that when I know that okay, it's coming to exam period, there are times that it's coming a week or let's say a month or 3 weeks to exam, I personally shut down business. Then focus. Because I know I must not use the business as an avenue to say I'm failing. Because if I should say that my parents, my siblings will look at it and actually we sent it to school, then we are just doing, when you know you can't manage this, you can't merge it together, then why did you venture into it? So looking at that, not to get regret from parents, from friends, for them to say, actually we told you are not serious, then what happened? I have to make sure I balance things up. And how do I do it? Once it's time for, I focus on my business as if I'm not in school. And I focus on my school as if I'm not doing business. So when it's time for business, it is business. When it's time for education, it is education.
Being focused at all times.
Yes, sir.
And sensitizing, gauging the environment so that you can be able to get a greater output.
Exactly.
Well, that's a good approach. I want to commend you on that. And what do you think are the lessons learned over time?
There are a lot of lessons learned. One of the lessons I can say I've learned over time is resilience. You don't give up easily. There are times they say life throws different things at you. If you are not a resilient person in terms of enterprise,
You want to talk about the challenges?
it was one of the things I've learned.
So let some of your colleagues learn about the challenges so that when they are faced with such challenges, they can be able to brace up.
Okay. Life will throw a lot of things at you. Life will throw a lot of things at you. Even friends, let's remove like friends, family, even those you trust will throw a lot of things at you. That young man, this thing is not working out. Give up. Go to another thing. When you look at it, if you look at where you started from, where you have built it to, you now giving up at that extent and go and started something new all over. It's not something easy. So that's why you just have to, like, I have a word that has kept me going since I was in secondary school. I saw that word when I went for a meeting somewhere. I saw the word and it's thick on me. It says, for rugged soldiers, God is too much. When you don't give up, just keep pushing. Just keep pushing. Like General says, at the end, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. Don't give up. Just be a resilient person. Push it. Keep pushing. And surely at the end, those that are somehow talking you down will be the ones to even announce you again. Those are one of the challenges.
That was a good lesson, and I hope you are sticking to it.
Yes, sir.
That is what prepares somebody in life. Not looking at the negative aspect of life, but looking at solutions coming your way, being rugged, as you said.
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you so much. Sodiq,
Yes, sir.
your future, how do you want to process it?
Okay. One thing I first do is that I lay everything onto God. Then I take a step, because it's not about you just stay down. Okay. It's about you taking a step forward. So during the course of study, like I said, I started with started with campus journalism. Okay. You know, that is a step forward. Okay. As a student, you have to balance the town and the gown. After that, I began to leverage myself by learning online courses. Okay. That can enable me to enhance my potential, attending seminars, because there was a man I met during my studies.
How much of online skills have you acquired?
Like, let me say, like during my course of over 5 years, I think I still have like 6 courses that I have acquired online.
I want you to explain it so that people can know the skills that you have, because this is a lesson for others, for them to use that opportunity to combine things.
Yes, exactly. This is how I do it. Of recent, I went for a training on data journalism. Okay. That is one. And
what do you mean by data journalism?
Data journalism is a form of journalism whereby you use figure, statistic to give a report. Okay. Instead of just giving them a raw report. Okay. Just like let's take for example, election. Okay. Exactly. You use figure to let them know these are the certain things. Exact figure, like okay, let's say that a report of an election. So APC have this total vote in Ogun State. PDP have this vote in Lagos State. So this is what we mean by data journalism. Whether you use figure, like you can also use bar charts to explain.
Explaining it graphically.
Yes, it will be in story form.
Pictorially.
Exactly, sir.
Well, I'm asking you all these things so that it is not just facing classes alone, but engaging yourself in some extracurricular activities, and then probably in this modern time that we have found ourselves, the social media. Why are people thinking that social media is just there for some dubious activities? Why is that notion?
Based on my own view, sir. You see, I think it's based on their level of education and exposure. Okay. Because to me, now, we are in the 21st century. There is an advancement to it. Even if you want to achieve your potential, there is a way you can use social media to achieve that. For instance, now, before before there is an advancement of technology, we use the traditional media. But now, we have online audience now, whereby we edit and publish story for them, so that they can also read and be updated about what is going on. So that is how they can, even there is an opportunity whereby you can become, if you eventually build yourself, equip yourself, you can become a social media management, whether you be managing websites or social media of an organization. And one thing that is very essential is that you have to equip yourself, train yourself, personal development. Because I remember an editor that I met during my series in one of the media organizations in Abeokuta that told me that many people are shaking out because of lack of training, lack of personal development, lack of exposure, lack of not able to build the gap between the town and the town. So these are the things that keep me focused on leveraging my knowledge, not limiting it to the knowledge gained at the four walls of the class. So I meet with people, I network, I seek for mentorship in order to achieve my aim.
Well, let me ask you too, what are the challenges that you have faced in coping with all these multitasking activities that you have embarked upon? Some people will complain that well, except I'm paid, I can't do something. What's your opinion?
Yes, there's a lot of challenges. Let me use a story whereby I have been the editor of Press Club, Mapoli, being a campus journalist, whereby there is a lot of financial constraint for me. But that is where this entrepreneurship comes in. Before I entered the school, I thought of, let me just, I see the education as a means to leverage myself. I drop what I've known, what I've studied, like in terms of business, I drop it because of education. But later I discovered that I need to balance things up. You get, that is where you are learning skills will help you to be in an edge, to be an edge in everything you do. You have to require skills. Even in an organization now, there are no organizations that want to employ based on maybe your degree. They know what you want to add to their mission and vision. So they need young graduates who can think on themselves, who can provide solutions, innovative.
Well, thank you, Sodiq. Victor.
Sir.
I feel like I should be young again to come and learn some little things from you. Okay, now, what do you see in the nearest future? What do you want to be?
That's a big question. They say man proposes but God disposes. Despite that, you still have to take your own little step or your baby step. Okay, in the next future, okay, I said earlier I'm a graduate of mass communication. I focus mainly on the broadcasting aspect, mainly. So I'm planning on, God helping me, maybe getting more network with broadcasting station and also probably having my own broadcasting station.
How have you applied the knowledge of public relations to this entrepreneurship business?
Okay, as said earlier, public relations is like creating or maintaining a good image about the company or an organization. So I make use of public relations to maintain a good image of my business in this entrepreneurship.
What about yourself?
To maintain a good image about myself. Also, as I said earlier, the way people see you, the way you be addressed, is the way you be addressed, and even they say first impression. Last number. And sometimes it says you might not be given the second chance to make a first impression. You might not be given the second chance to make a first impression. So how do I make use of public relation in my entrepreneurship business? I use that to, like, when marketing my product, I talk about the durability of it, the advantage you get from making use of my product. Because mainly, mine is to just make sure you have a good image, you have a good thinking, and whenever you see my product, it is the reward, the good things that you get from it that should come to your head first.
Do you have a public relations piece talking about the leaflet, information page, where things, people can get to know about the product, where you talk about the positivities, where you talk about the content, where you talk about the quality and all those what they call qualities of that product.
Still working towards that.
Because we are talking populations, and we must let you know that in life, whatever business you are doing, whatever you are doing, you must create a page where education is necessary for people to understand what they can benefit. And in marketing, we call it reward. How can you be rewarded with this product? How can you be rewarded with this service? How can the nation reward you? So those are the things, the benefits. Then you have to slant those things in your communication materials. So, and that's the aspect of public relations that we're talking about. You want to advise your colleagues.
Okay. For every student and intending student or newly graduate,
everybody.
or everyone as a first thing, before you venture into entrepreneurship or any business of your choice, I'd like to see that first thing, make sure you have interest in what you want to do. Don't do it because everybody are doing it. If you're doing it because everybody are doing it, you will leave it because everybody is also living it. Make sure it's something that you like, you have passion for, because that's one of the key in entrepreneurship, passion. Passion keeps driving you. If it is what you really want, the passion will keep you. Yes, that's the resilient spirit, the ruggedness. It is that passion that keeps you going, passion that keeps you going. And if truly you have passion for it, you won't give up that easily.
Yeah, thank you so much. Sodiq, how will you advise your colleagues?
My advice to them is that they should keep on learning, because learning is a continual process. And they should always do a reflection of what they have learned. And that will make them to know what they have learned and what they haven't. They should leverage on personal development, because this will give them an edge in any organization, because this organization that we have now, they are looking at what we want to add to their organization.
Well, that is how far you can go on this program. It's been Your Image, Your Public Relations program on TV. Of course, we have just interacted with the young lads, young graduates who are entering into the world, and of course some of them have been into the world somehow. So until next week, when we come again, I'm Aki Kudero. Stay glued to Your Image. Public relations is about society, it's about the nation, it's about developing individuals, corporate organizations, and the like. I'm happy being with you today. See you next week. Thank you.